Trailblazers star Damian Lillard requests a trade. I did not see that coming at all. Before I even read this, that's crazy. Free agency just started. I'm thinking a lot of semantics right now. I'm thinking what the play is. Why do you wait until now to do this? Why don't you do this before free agency starts? You know what I'm saying? That's where my brain is going. And this is my initial reaction. Not even reading the article. I saw it on my phone. I just was like, turn the camera on. Damian Lillard has requested a trade, and the franchise is expected to work to accommodate him, sources told ESPN Adrian Wojnarowski and Ramona Shelburne. All I can think of is, I don't know how long ago it was. It had to have been at least 3 or 4 years ago. And Dame was interviewed, and he was talking about, loyalty and how all of these guys were moving. I think it was around the time where Paul George went to OKC to join Russell, and that's where they kind of started that whole beef shit. And he was talking about loyalty and how these teams are, trying to click up and do, build the super team era, which I think is kind of dead now. Somewhat dead. You still got the Suns, but anyways, I'm getting off track. That's all I can think of. That's all I can remember when I think about this. Now, just because he requested a trade doesn't mean he wants to go to a super team. He probably just wants a better situation, which is fine, which is fair. And we've all been advocating for Dame to get the fuck out of Portland. I think the majority of us have. So I'm just super shocked because I never thought that he would actually request a trade, like openly request one. Just because of, partly because of that interview. Well, a lot because of that interview, because I always just thought he was going to be a loyal to the soil trailblazer. This is crazy. And they're expected to accommodate him. There's a lot of levels to this. So, man, before we even get into that, there's a lot to this, man. Dame finally gets into a better situation. That's first and foremost. Finally gets the hell out of Portland, where Portland can't do nothing for him. They have shown for the past 3-4 years they have not been able to do anything for Dame to put him in a position to win a championship. So that's good. I love it because Dame is that type of caliber player. He's that good. Dame is that good to where he needs a chance to win a championship. He's that type. He's that caliber. When you make it into the league, you have a chance to win a championship. But players, especially Dame, and as good as Dame, that's a plus. I love it. I love the fact that he's getting. I'm surprised. I'm shocked that I never would have thought that he would have requested a trade. Just not knowing Damian Lillard, but just seeing how he maneuvers out here, I would have never guessed it. But it's good to get him out of Portland. Where does he go? There's been a lot of talks. There was some talks of okay. I'm getting off track. Let me read this article real quick. Let me read the article because it probably has some more context. Lillard has stuck with the franchise that drafted him with the number 6 pick in the 2012 NBA draft through 2 years, in which Portland did not make the postseason following. In which Portland did not make the postseason following 8 consecutive trips. But after the Blazers opted to use their number 3 pick in last month's draft on guard Scoot Henderson, the future direction of the franchise was clear. Was the franchise's direction clear? I don't think it was. I think there was a lot of people that still thought that they were going to keep Dame. I don't think just because they drafted Scoot that it was like a sure shot that they were going to trade Dame. I don't think so. I think that this is a surprise. This is a surprise to a lot of people. Lillard met with the Trailblazers general manager Joe Cronin on June 26th to discuss the future of the team. So this is a while ago. So he probably made this decision a while ago. Should Lillard leave the Blazers? It's after 11. He's gonna go. He's gonna go. If he requested a trade, they're going to trade him. They're going to trade him. I don't think there's a chance that he plays for Portland next year or this coming season. 100%. I'll bet money on that shit. I'd bet $1,000 on that shit. Should Lillard leave the Blazers? It's after 11 seasons in which he made 7 All-Stars, All-NBA, playoffs 8 times. He ranks first all-time in Blazers history. 33, blah, blah, blah. Has a career year last year. Had a career. 33 years old, had a career year. I love it. Steph Curry, players like that Steph Curry's 35, bro. Steph Curry's fucking 35. I don't know. It just blows my mind. And I know that's not old. That's not that old in regular years, but in basketball years, that's getting up there. Sat out last month. As he sat out last month. The last month of the season. Okay. Explode 71. It's 37. Okay, there's no extra context. It's just in regards to it. Okay. So now that is out, now that it's literally official, Dame has requested a trade. Because there's been a lot of speculation, and I didn't really like it. You know, ESPN, all of these sports pundits, all of these sports channels were pushing this narrative. It was mainly Stephen A. Smith that I saw. Shout out to Stephen A. Smith. I don't like when they try to push this narrative, because it's not like we all know that Dame needed to get out of Portland, right? But if Dame and Portland if they were going to be together, if he was going to stay there, then he was just going to stay there. I think that may have played a part, bro. The media may have played a part in this. Who knows? I don't know what's going on in Damian Lillard's head. That's so interesting, though. I wonder if the media played a part in this, because I don't want to fully believe that Dame really wanted to request it, really wanted out. I don't know. Maybe it's that one interview that I saw 4 or 5 years ago. I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping, but I think it's a good thing at the end of the day. I just don't like when it was a narrative push when it wasn't really official. It was just like, oh yeah, we need to. Everybody's talking every day. Somebody was talking about a Damian Lillard trade package every day. You know, Stephen A. Smith was pushing, oh, Damian Lillard's got to go. He's got to go. He's got to get out of here. Whatever. Every day was something. Like, they were just pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. And it was like there was nothing coming from the actual camp, the Portland Trailblazers, or Dame Lillard himself. There was nothing coming. It was just a whole lot of propaganda and narrative pushing. So that was kind of annoying. But now that it's finally out, okay, now we can talk about it, right? I'm okay with talking about it now. Let's not, where does Dame go? Because I was just listening to a podcast, and they were talking about Tyrese Maxey picks, maybe some other players, send Dame over to Philly. That actually wouldn't be that bad. I don't know. I don't know if they have the right package for a Dame Lillard type player. But Tyrese Maxey, a bunch of picks, maybe another player, maybe Tobias. Tobias to match the money. And some picks, another player. I don't know. Because that team, Portland, without Dame now let's look at the Portland Trailblazers. They got Anthony Simons. They got Scoot. They just signed Jeremy Grant. They got, I don't really know their roster like that. I'm not going to lie to you. Let's go. Let's actually look it up. Oh my God, what's going on outside? Portland. I don't know their roster. Anthony Simons, Shaedon Sharpe. Forgot about Shaedon Sharpe. They still got Yusuf Nurkic, and they got Nas Little, Matisse Thybulle. This is going to be a young team. This is going to be a fairly young team after Dame goes. They're going to be in a rebuild, but they're going to be in a space where it's just like, we got this young top 3 draft pick, Scoot Henderson. We can develop him. We have Shaedon Sharpe, who's shown a lot of potential. Anthony Simons has shown a lot of potential. Jeremy Grant is, yeah, I guess, their guy now because he's their highest paid player. I don't know if that means anything, but I mean, usually it's the highest. I don't want to say that. I'm not gonna say nothing. Um, so they're gonna be in a pretty decent rebuild, and they get a Tyrese Maxey, they get a Tobias Harris who's just there to eat up money and I guess play out the not play. I'm talking too much. That team is gonna be in a rebuild, is what I'm trying to say. That team is gonna be in a straight rebuild, and that's good for them, honestly. They give Anthony Simons, Shaden Sharp, and Scoot Henderson time to really develop. That could be a really good three. Hey, that could be a really good three. Scoot Henderson, Anthony Simons, Shaden Sharp. That could be something. You know, give them time to develop, give them time to gain some chemistry, learn to love each other. You're probably going to be bad for the foreseeable future. You get some draft picks, you may pick up somebody else. Free agency comes along, you have some money to throw around. I like that for Portland. I like it. For Philly gets their guy that can close the game out and can supplement, I guess you can say supplement Joel Embiid's injury history in the playoffs if he may go down with a knee injury or something. Because I think there's only one playoffs that he's played in that he didn't get injured and miss time in the playoffs, and I think that was the bubble year where they got swept by what, Boston or something like that. Who they get swept by? I can't remember. But that was the only year that Joel Embiid didn't miss a playoff game. Every other year he's made the playoffs, he's missed time with injury. So now you have a guy like Dame that can supplement that has shown that he can be consistent, play well, hit game winners, do whatever you need him to do, score over 40, 50, 60 points. I mean, I think that's a really good fit for Philly. That's very exciting. That made a lot of sense when I heard it. Let me look at the teams, because I don't know who, because Damian Lillard's on a very, very big contract. Who can match that money and also provide the value for Portland to even want to trade him, and then can get Dame and can elevate the Knickerbockers. I don't know the Knicks situation. I don't know their situation to talk enough about it. Damn, why do roster look like that? I don't think they have enough, unless they want to trade Julius Randle. But I would think you would want Julius Randle to be there with Dame. I don't know. Dame. Brooklyn. They have a bunch of shit. They have a bunch of picks and really good players that they could trade, but I wouldn't go to Brooklyn because Brooklyn is not a title contender. If I'm Dame, I'm trying to win one before I go. But I don't know if that's his mentality. I'm assuming that's his mentality. I would probably bet money that's his mentality, but Chicago, I don't know. I don't know about Chicago. No, I think they're doing all right over there with, what's his name? Philly, Toronto, Denver. I don't know. I can't see a lot of the Clippers. I don't see them, because then they would have to trade. They would have to trade Paul George. They don't really have nothing else. Phoenix, please don't go to Phoenix, please. They're not gonna. Phoenix has nothing to give. Unless they want to trade DeAndre Ayton. And I don't know what else they got. I don't know. They can start the package with DeAndre Ayton. I just don't know what else they have. But I don't think that's gonna happen either, though. That just doesn't sound right. Dallas, no. New Orleans. Zion? Oh, this was the trade. That was the trade that was what was pushed, because Zion going through all that shit. I think they'll stick with Zion for the most part, but Zion, a package centered around Zion for Damian Lillard. Oh, I don't know if New Orleans is doing that though. Dame, Brandon Ingram, Matt, you link up with CJ McCollum again. Who's your big? Steven Adams is your big, right? Is No, Steven Adams is in Memphis. I don't know who their roster is, bro. Oh, not Memphis. I said Memphis, not Memphis. Jonas Valanciunas. Okay. And then Trey Murphy. What? Ooh, and they got Herb Jones sitting right there. They got Herb Jones that can move into that power forward spot. Oh, that might be it. That could be it. And I think that'll push. Will that push New Orleans, the Pelicans, into like playoffs? I almost said Super Bowl finals, championship contention. Would it? Because you lose Zion, which Zion has been injured most of his career, so I don't know what that even really means. But you do have Brandon Ingram. You got C.J. McCollum, who he has experience and chemistry with. You got a guy like Trey Murphy who can come off the bench. You got Herb Jones who can fill in that Zion spot and just play defense. Jonas Valanciunas can score down low. You got Larry Nance Jr. who's gonna give you good minutes. And then you got guys like Jose Alvarado, Kyra Lewis. That might be something that you can work with. I don't want to say championship, but that's a solid squad. You get a run going, you get some chemistry going. That could be a solid squad. And then obviously, if you send Zion to Portland, that just makes that you keep the youth of the team. But then that team, if Zion can get on and stay healthy, that team with that young talent they might fast track their ability to just be good. Like they might not have to wait 3 or 4 years. They might only have to wait 1 or 2 years before they can actually start competing and making playoff runs and stuff like that. They might. I don't know. But it's just up to Zion for Zion staying healthy, because Zion he's that good. We just don't know if he can stay healthy and really take care of his body like that. That's interesting, man. Very, very, very interesting. Is there any other teams? I don't know. I don't know if there's any other teams I can see him going to that makes sense. Unless Houston want to just throw a bunch of shit at him. If Houston just want to try to win now, I don't know. They just got Fred VanVleet, so that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work at all. Maybe OKC. OKC has a lot. They got a shit ton of picks, right? I think they got a bunch of picks, right? Are they the team that got a bunch of picks? Yes, I think it's the Thunder. The Thunder is the team that have a bunch of picks, and they have a lot of young talent that, could be worth something. They could trade Lou Dort. They got Isaiah Joe in his mug. They got Josh Giddey, Jalen Williams. They can trade one of the Williams, Chet Holmgren, to bring in a guy like Dame. I like Shea and I like Giddey. Who's this? Chet? Give him center, and then they trade Yusuf Nurkic or something like that, or you take one of the Williams. I don't know. I could see Portland just getting really young, so that's a lot of thinking. This is a lot of thinking. Chet, no, it's not gonna work. It's not enough value there. It had to be Shea. It had to be Shea, man. It had to be Shea, but you're not giving up Shea for Dame. Then you could then you'd have Shea and Dame, both point guards. You'd probably move. I don't know. You just playing both. I don't know who's the shooting guard, but that's your backcourt. I mean, you don't really need to figure that out. I think that's really it, man. That's all I can. Nah, I'm a Lakers fan, so I'm not finna do that right now. Minnesota. They don't have enough value though. They'd have to give up one of their key players, and they're not gonna be able to do that and be contenders. A team that's taking Dame needs to be able to keep their core around, or at least a good portion of the core around, to be able to make themselves contenders. Because that's got to be the goal here. It's got to be the goal for Dame. That's got to be the goal for whoever picks up Dame, is to win. Yeah. I don't see no other options. New Orleans Pelicans, Philadelphia 76ers. That's it. That's really it. If we see any other team make a move and actually be able to trade for Dame, I'll be so curious about that package.